In the same way Boston was the center of the sports universe in the late 2000s, it's now in Tampa Bay, or should I say Champa Bay. 3 titles in less than a calendar year. Joining me now from 10 Tampa Bay, Evan Closky. And Evan, the state of Florida, I think, is in the sports world generally seen as a college football state. So when you win titles, that can sometimes change these kinds of things. So what has been the reaction locally to all this winning?
It's unbelievable. I mean, we fully recognize the golden era that we're living in. I mean, there's a stat out there that over the past 4 seasons, when you account for the Rays, the Buccaneers, and the Lightning, we have now witnessed the teams going to 4 championship games with 3 titles. If you add up the previous 92 seasons, 4 finals, 2 championships. So it is truly remarkable what we're doing here in Tampa and over in St. Pete with the Rays. And the maturation of this market, especially as hockey fans. I mean, we could talk about the Bucs a little bit too, and what Tom Brady has done for this city, and if you go way back and talk about the Buccaneers and just how bad the franchise historically has been. I mean, let's be honest, the Buccaneers, when you look at their records, they have not been good. And now, not only have they sold out the entire regular season of tickets, there's a waiting list to get into Tampa Bay Buccaneers games. And if you would have told fans 5 years ago that was going to happen, I think they'd laugh in your face. So that's part of it from the football route. And when you think about the hockey fans, from 2004 when they won their first cup to now, the entire city has changed. John Cooper talks about it, how he remembers going into, what is now Amalie Arena and seeing a bunch of other jerseys, and you just do not see that anymore. I mean, there were antiquated rules in place where the arena staff could remove players from certain suite seats if they were not wearing, opposing uniforms, and that had some national headlines, which the team quickly changed from. But that it stems from the Blackhawks series back in 2015 in the Stanley Cup, when they just flooded Amalie Arena, and they felt like it was a disadvantage for the home team. That doesn't happen anymore. I mean, there were some Habs jerseys in the stands, but I mean, of the 19,000 in Amalie Arena, it was very, very heavily Lightning fans, and this is a hockey market now, and it's an everything market.
Yeah, the NFL side of this. I mean, there were Buccaneers fans who were old enough to vote, who did not know what it looked like to see essentially a good Tampa Bay team, much less a championship level Buccaneers team. And so from the football side of this, again, I mentioned college football is really the king of Florida football. How have you seen the football fans, the Buccaneers fans, change with the instant credibility that Tom Brady brings?
Yeah, and I'll tell you how they changed. They're all aboard the Tom Brady bus. We cannot get enough of Tom Brady here. Tampa Tom is the best kind of Tom. Yeah, it's really a movement, and the fan base has embraced Tom Brady fully. The organization has as well. I mean, this guy will be here as long as he wants to play football into retirement. They will make every single concession, because not only is he the GOAT, but he also has brought such tremendous interest into this area, especially with that football team. And it's not to say that people weren't interested in the Bucs before. They did love the Bucs. It was just one of those things where they never truly believed that great things can happen to them. They had that remarkable Super Bowl run the first time around in 2003, and it quickly faded into some rough times. And now with the entire team returning, there has never been such anticipation for a football season like the one we're about to have with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers returning every single starter. I mean, like nearly 85% of that roster is coming back, which is unheard of with a salary cap. And, they're going to hurt for it later down the road, because they're borrowing from themselves to make it happen, and they're doing some unbelievable quirky things with the cap to find a room. Having said that, it's crazy. I mean, it really is nuts because we're going to come off of the boat parade on Monday with the Bolts, and in about a week and a half, training camp's going to begin, and everyone is going to flip the page and start wondering when they're going to repeat. And we're going to run the same sort of storylines that we did for the Lightning right back with the Buccaneers.